Welcome to the YouTube learning channel. Someone's sent a comment and looking to learn about Niagara Analytic service. For energy consumptions of power analyzers, most FM managers are asking for hourly, daily, monthly, yearly energy consumption of water consumption. Can you give a simple guide to this? Okay, so let's start and give you a simple guide. First of all, we need data. I'm going to let's just make a new station for my supervisor here, and let's call it Analytic. And we're going to make it a supervisor station, not Linux. Windows. Next. Set password. We'll just put password 1234. Password 1234. Okay. Finish. Right, let's load this onto our supervisor, so into our platform. Station copier. And that's it there on the left hand side. Move it across to the right. And that will move it across, and then I'll need to start it. Let me put you on pause while we start that. Analyzing at the moment the installables. Okay, I've got this just popped up. It needs to be commissioned. So my supervisor's not running, so let me just go to there, go to all, and we want Niagara 4.14 install platform. It's come up on this screen here. I'm going to just bring it across to show you. Go yes, and that's now installed there. So now let's try again. Copy that across. So now I've got my key there, accept. Again, loading module information. Now it's asking for the station name, which we're going to leave it as it is. Next, next, finish, close. So that's now starting that station. I'm just looking at other stuff I've got here, which I'm going to just stop that. So take that out of auto start. Take that out of auto start. Take that out of auto start. So all we're doing now is running that station there. Let it run through. I'm waiting for the Fox port, which has come up there, 4911. Right, let's just minimize this. We don't need any of this. Let's go connect. And we did the password as password 1234. Go OK. Okay, that's not letting me in. Why aren't you letting me in? Use my other password, because we're running that apparently, and we don't want to be running that. Go back to application director. Yes, that's the reason. So let's stop that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. So we've only got that one running now. Let's try again. Connect. Password 1234. Good. So now we've got a supervisor running a station called Analytic. Check our services. We won't have analytics in our service, so go to our palette, analytics, and analytics service there. Bring that and drop that into there. So that's our analytics service now running. Views AX property sheet. So it's telling me it's using 4.14. We've got nothing set up there. And we'll have nothing set up with definitions. Yeah, we've nothing. What we do need is this, see this auto tag analytic point. Always put that to true. Always put that to true. Save. So now we need some data. We've got no data at all on this station or on this supervisor. So let's go and make some data. So new folder. Analytic data. ANALYTICA data. That's just come up on the other screen. It's just, see it there, accept it, and views wiresheet. Right, let's get a scheduler. We're going to make some data now. History data. Numeric scheduler. So we'll do it for building heating. So we're going to create some data for building heating. And let's just, so Sunday the building probably will not be heating at all. So we're using centigrade. So let's go 9 AM and let's put some, so let's say if it's heating, it's return water. Maybe I should have put return water as a title. And we will put, I don't know, 46 degrees there. Then from there to there we'll put 59 degrees. And then from there to there we'll put, I don't know, 43 degrees. And then let's do one for a normal working day. Say it's an office area. So we'll leave that at 43 there. We'll start it there to 6. And we'll say that we get, I don't know, 72 degrees coming back. And then we'll change that to something like 54. All this is doing is making the data for us. And let's just take that one. Copy day and paste that to a Saturday. And let's just change it slightly. I don't know, let's just, we don't need to be precise here. We're just trying to create some data for us because we have no data. If we had data, it wouldn't be a problem. That's at 59. Let's do that at 62. Save that. Did that change? I didn't change, did it? 62. Now save it. Right, so rename that building return heating temp. Right, we need to go into this now, and we need to go into the slot sheet. Now it doesn't really tell you about this. I don't think there's any documents about this at all, but I'm going to add a slot and we'll call it heating return temp, and we're going to go to Analytics, if I can find it. Where are you? 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 Oh no, Analytics is a string. One moment, let me find you. Staring me in the face, isn't it? It's there. Crazy. And now I want Analytic. I want Analytic History Simulator, so it's numeric, because we just done a numeric history simulator. Okay, so that's that slot now added in there. Views and AX property sheet. Right, so we're going to enable that in a minute. 12 months or 24 months, let's just do 24 months for now. So multiplier, that value that we put in, I don't know, we'll multiply that by 0.25 in February. No, January is quite cold, so we need it a little bit more than that. So we'll leave the multiplier 1.20. Then we're still cold, 1.19. And then March, 1.18. April, 1.10. May, June, July, August, September, we're starting to get cold again. 1.10. October, let's do 1.18 like we've done there. 1.19. 1.20. 1.20. And even year or odd year. Let's just do for an odd year, just to mess it up a little bit. Right, save that. So that's going to do the history, building, return, heat, temperature. Let's enable that and let's go save. Right, let's see what we've got. So let's go to our history now. Analytics and building, return, heat, temperature. Let's go to our chart and let's go to our AX history table, and we'll do it now for year to date. So January, we're over the hundreds, which we really don't want to be, but let's leave it as it is at the moment. There's no way we're going to be 100. Maybe I went a bit too much on my, yeah, I did. I went too much on my analytics on the times in. Let's stop that from running. Views, AX scheduler, oops, views, AX property sheet, and disable that, save. Let's delete that history that we've already just done. Chart, AX database maintenance, take that across there, delete the histories, run maintenance, yes. So that's the histories now deleted, it doesn't exist anymore. Go back to where we was, here, and let's just put them, all they are at have a default 1, or maybe lower. As we're coming up to 0.8 times by, so that figure in April times by 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. November, we'll leave it at 1, we'll leave that at 1. Save that. True. Let's see what the history looks like there. So there's your history just popped in there. Let's have a look at these temperatures now. AX history table. That looks a bit more like it, doesn't it? Year to date. No. January we got 144 there. 132s, we still got some 144s there, which we really don't want. So let me put you on pause and let me just see if I can just manipulate this data so we can get something a little bit more reasonable, like a return temperature. We won't get 144 or even 90. Let me put you on pause. In fact, I won't put you on pause, you can watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to take that off again, false, and then I'm going to delete my history. So history's there, chart, AX database maintenance, building return temp, move that across there, delete histories, so it's not there anymore. Go back to there. I must have put quite a big temperature in for January and February. Let's have a quick look what I did put in. Views, AX scheduler. No, not really. I've done my 72s, my 62s, my 46s, 54s, so that's not too bad. And that's the multiplier. Let's put that down to 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5, leave that at, no, let's just put that at 1. That should work. True. Save. So there's my temperature. Chart. AX history table. There my 43s. 72s. But we've got no hundreds now, have we? That would do. That's our data basically, year to date, and then last year. And as you can see, the amount of records it's done there, 35,136 records for last year. 13,946 records in total. Right, so we now have our data. So that's going to be our data for our analytics. So we've managed to get our data now that we're going to be working on. So analytics service again, going back to that, views, AX property sheet. and we haven't done any of this yet, leaving these as they are at the moment. Leave everything as they are. We don't need to change any of that. We just need to make sure that the auto tag analytic point is true. If your analytics don't work, you'll probably find that that is false. Now when we do put data in, we've got to do actions and refresh cache. So that's only for when you're adding points in. It's not going to do anything at this moment in time. And then of course we've got the reports, missing data strategy, subscriptions, pollers, every 5 minutes at the moment it's polling. I presume we could set that to every 2 minutes, but the default was 5 minutes. I'll leave it at default at the moment, seeing we're put that back to 5. Right, next step. Let me put you on pause. Just want to quickly look at the data in graphs form year to date. Last year. Okay, it's pretty even, that, isn't it? Tell you what we'll do. We'll go back into our scheduler. I want points, views, AX, property sheet. Let's 24. Those are my times by, and heating return temperature at the moment 43.2. Let's random chance. Let's put that to something a bit higher, 50, and let's put that to how many points, how many amounts, random amounts. Let's put that to something like 15. Let's save that. This time, instead of deleting the data, I should be able to actions, rebuild history. So I'm clicking on the heating return temperature, actions, rebuild history. Let's just see what that brings us. Let's go year to date. Yeah, I've got some little peaks there now, different. And go to last year. It's going down quite a bit there. Not using a lot of heat, and then we're using a lot of heat. Return temperature coming back there in December, January. It gives us some data to work with. I mean, if you've got the data already, you don't need to do what we've done here with the Boolean numeric scheduler and adding the slot in to give us some data, but we didn't have any data on this particular station, hence we had to create some data so that we can continue with this video and show you about this analytic service. Okay, let me see what's next now. So now we're going to go back into our analytic palette, and we've got charts there, and you've got your analytic web charts there. There's a few things we haven't done, and sometimes we do really need to do this, is the definitions at the moment. I haven't set anything up to look at null values or zero values. So you would normally want to do that and set up a definition. I'm just trying to see. I mean, there's a data sheet naturally for this, and I don't use analytics a lot, to be honest with you. I don't know what to do here. How to basically show you. I mean, I've shown you how we set it up and I've shown you how we give a history, but there's a lot more to analytics which would take God knows how many videos. I mean, we could actually put some null values in here and or zero values. I.e. the meter's not reading or something. Let's put that in there. Let's put that to a null. Save. And then let's go back to our that views AX scheduler. I don't want AX scheduler. Views AX property sheet, and right click that, actions, rebuild history, and we should see, if I look at my history, if I look at my chart, history chart table, have we got some null values or zero value? Yeah, we do. I've just seen them, zeros. Yeah, there's a zero there. Null, zero. Searching data there. There's an OK zero there, a null zero, OK zero, a null zero. Which you don't want them showing in your graph for your client. So in definitions there, put you on pause a minute, double click definitions, do a new one, Analytic definition data, OK. And these are ticked for NaN values, these are ticked for zeros. So this is where we can actually go OK to that. Right, why are we invalid? We give it an ID. Missing data. Okay. Missing data. And you could ask it to use a value if you wanted to. But we're ignoring any nans and any zeros. First, and then you've got some there. I'll leave it at first and first at the moment. So that's our analytic. So basically we're taking out null values and zero values there. I think I need to do another video further on about the data. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at this for this video at the moment. But I've shown you how to set up Analytic service. I've shown you how to take, so you're not using the zeros or the nans. I've shown you how to build up a history. and you're all ready to go basically for the analytics. Thank you for watching.